You said on WIP that you thought that the Dolphins wanted it more. Um, in that kind of situation, how do you handle that? How do you deal with it? How do you address them? How do you avoid that happening again?
Yeah, I think I don't want to be misunderstood when I make that statement. What I mean by they want it more. There were certain plays in that game where obviously they made the play we didn't. Um, so in that case, yeah, they wanted that play a little bit more than we did. As a whole, as a game, I've the effort, the energy level, all that was there. In the game, playing tough. Guys played hurt in the game and went back in the game. So it's none of that. It's the fact that there were plays to be made in that game. We didn't make them. They wanted that aspect of the game just a touch more. They made those plays and ultimately came out on top.
You said after the game that you did not consider calling a timeout on the fake field goal or the trick play.
Correct.
What's the downside to calling a timeout in that spot?
The downside?
Yes.
Probably nothing. The fact that they could still come out with another formation, another opportunity. They could. That was one of the things that understanding this coordinator and where he's been and this team and you know, are there unscouted trick play? That's why they're called trick plays for a reason, because they're unscouted, right? And gadget type plays. And so are there those plays that every team has? Yes, there are, and they work on them throughout the course of the year. You burn a timeout there, sure. Okay, that might negate that one, but it doesn't, still say they don't line up and try something again in that situation.
And like that's why I was curious there, because a lot of these plays you see it out of a normal formation. When you see the formations different, you made the conscious decision just to keep playing.
Yeah, because even when I watched the film again this morning, and we had everybody covered up. We broke the formation. We aligned up where we were supposed to align, and we just came off of the guy that caught the touchdown. That's the bottom line. So, it's something that Coach Fitt puts our guys through every week. He goes back and researches as much as he can the history of those coordinators and the teams that have run those special type plays, and prepares our team for those moments.
Do you think they run the play, call a timeout?
They could easily run another play, maybe not that specific play, or even if you call a timeout right there, okay, they could still break the formation and line up exactly the same way. We don't know what they were going to run, right, because the play didn't show. So, it kind of goes either way that way.
And when you look at the penalties, many of those have had offset positive plays. What's the big picture assessment of why those are happening the way they are?
It's unfortunate that they do happen. It came in bunches yesterday. I think 10 penalties there, 4 of which gave them first downs, to stay on the field from a their offense or situation. I look at the other side. We had some critical penalties on offense in critical moments. I think we had a holding call early in the game. We had a false start on a 4th and 2 that we had to settle for a field goal. So there was enough in this game that, and then you go back a week before where we had 2 penalties. So my question is why? Yeah, and some of it comes down to lack of focus. Just understanding the situation sometimes. All things that we try not to use as excuses, because we have to eliminate that and get better and learn from them and move on.
How confident are you in the leadership of this team? It's third straight loss and everything. A lot of players are obviously angry and upset that the leaders on this team kind of pull you through going forward.
This will be where this team is. This will be great for our leadership right now, where we are. From my standpoint, leading the football team and then challenging the leaders of the team to really embrace this time and to really challenge the guys and say, hey, we've got 4 games left and a month of this season, and by no means are we we're not throwing in the towel. We got a lot of football left. We got a great opportunity. There's still a chance, for us. We control our own destiny, and so that's going to be the message moving forward to this football team, and the leaders have to embrace that, and they have to also take it to the team as well. So I feel really good about that, and those will be the conversations that I have with those guys this
Was
week.
that not the approach before? I mean, last week you were coming off a loss,
Listen,
right?
it's been the approach. We're just talking about right now. So yeah, leading up to that, it's always been that same approach.
Will you make any coaching changes this week?
No.
Will you make any personnel changes, like in terms of who's starting somewhere?
We've got time to deal with that. So obviously we'll take a look, but as of right now, today, sitting here at 12:03, no.
So you don't think a shakeup is in order?
A shakeup. And I know what you're saying. You're talking about sending a message. No, I don't. I mean, everything that is, it's all self-inflicted. It's all, even the plays that they made, our players were in position to make those plays. We just didn't. They executed. We didn't. And so that to me doesn't deserve any kind of shakeup. I would think if you're, no, it doesn't.
You talk about the challenge for the leadership this week, but have you seen maybe behind the scenes the reaction you've wanted from the players? When we talk to the guys, they say, we're angry, we're frustrated, but they're pretty calm versus a team maybe like Dallas. Don't want to make that comparison, but the Cowboys got in a screaming match after their loss to the Bills. Would you rather see that kind of anger, passion, frustration, or are you okay with the reaction you've seen from your players?
I think everybody handles it, controversy a little bit different. I mean, if it takes screaming and shouting at each other, maybe. If it takes, out at practice, coach, let's repeat this play. We made a mistake. Let's get it right. Or getting in a player-to-player kind of confrontation, getting in somebody's face at practice or during the week. I mean, all those can be constructive if handled the right way. And I can say certain things here in front of y'all, and then when I address the team, it's a different tone. So there's ways of handling it, and each team is different. But I do believe in our leadership, and I do believe in our players.
Along those lines, what does this team need, and how do you know what it needs?
This team needs to continue to work every single day, and come to work with the right frame of mind. Check egos at the door. Let's come to work. Let's get ready for the New York Giants, and got another great opportunity this week. And that's the only thing I know to do, is to continue to push, put one foot in front of the other. Be hard on our players, demand more of our players, things of that nature, things that we've done all season long. Players got to hold players accountable. All of that stuff we talk about, and get ready for this game.
Doug, a lot of the focus has been on the defense from yesterday, but what's, in your mind, what's the kind of culpability of the offense? Obviously just one touchdown in the second half after a productive first half, to kind of, stop the bleeding a little bit.
Well, we had opportunities. We had a mishap, we had a drop pass there in the red zone. That would have been possibly another touchdown there. Again, going back, we had the penalty, false start, things that kind of set us back offensively that allowed us to kind of keep our lead, and it prevented us from keeping the lead. And then you get to a point where you're behind, and then we put ourselves in a position 2 scores down to we kick the field goal and all that, but it's just execution, and in critical moments, and those are things that I look at as the head coach, and calling plays and making sure that I'm putting our players in those situations during the week, because if I don't and it comes up in the game, then that one's on me.
Given what the team has accomplished at the end of the last 2 seasons, going on those runs, do you think it's possible that the team sort of is a little bit comfortable in thinking it is able to just sort of turn on the switch at the end of the season?
I think you can benefit from that, but you just don't turn the switch on in this league. You have to come to work every single day. You got to come ready in the right frame of mind and all that, and you got to prepare and put in the work, just like our guys have done all season long. But I don't think you look up at the end of the day and go, oh, let's wait till December and we'll start playing our best football. I mean, it's got to be a week in and week out thing. And I do think that our guys understand that, though, that they have been able to do that. That's why when you talk about a team that's resilient, they've been through it. You know, they've been tested that way. So that's the hope moving forward, that the guys see it and they embrace it, and we can get that done.
What's the process? What's the process for you looking at the defensive game plan before the actual game?
Jim and I talk throughout the course of the week. Of course, you know, during practice, you know, we get a chance to visit, and I get to see the practice. You know, I've got their calls and everything, and then the dialogue that he and I have during the week to understand the plan and how we're going to attack an opponent.
What did you think of this game plan? And really, what was it? I mean, what was it? And was there anything that was designed specifically to stop Devontae Parker and to prepare for that, to prepare for Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I mean, outside of just
Success you previously had against the team.
yeah, I mean, you think about the way we started this football game, and I mean, we were doing those things. I mean, we created a turnover on the first play of the game. We were sacking the quarterback. We stopped the run. You know, did all the things that the game plan was designed to do. You know, early in the football game, and even to the point where, you know, we had a 28-14 lead.
What changed then, and then how come an adjustment wasn't?
I just think what changed, there wasn't a whole lot that changed. If you go back and just watch, I don't know if you rewatch the game, but if you rewatch the game, again, we have guys in position. It's not the calls, it's not the effort of the team, it's not any of that. We're in position. They made the play, we didn't, and that's really what it comes down to. We've got to do our job as far as putting our players in position.
That means they have more talent. If you had the effort and the guys were in position and the other team made the plays.
I mean, it's not a talent thing. If you've ever played competitive sports in your life, you would know. I mean, there are times when you get beat and there's times when you win, and we got beat. I mean, we physically got beat yesterday, and we have to accept that. And every player has to look at that. Every coach has to look at that. And what can I do this week to get better from that? How can I maybe be another 6 inches further down the field, or you know, listen to the snap count a little bit, or whatever it might be, to make those plays in the future.
Is there any thought to playing the standings?
Is there any thought to playing Rasul in that game? I mean, he's your tallest corner. It seems like the jump ball is what was working.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, you know, he's a good player. He's played for us, but still felt comfortable with Darby and Jalen out there. Yeah. All right.